Okay, this is Orlando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this video is training courses, certifications, etc. And is the certifications that's actually been issued to students worth the paper they're written on? You know what, we've not been running training courses in a while. We ran one recently for a private group that come to us for advanced firearms training, etc. And we dealt with this group before, well, one member of this group before, but previously on the course they done okay on the previous course they did with us. Since then they sent me how many certificates they've done, how many Gucci courses, high-speed courses with some other European schools, prominent European schools, etc. So they wanted some advanced training. You know what, I've just failed everybody on that course. Why? Even though they've turned up with, they've been to other schools, one gentleman especially, been to other schools, done this, done that, PSD, all the other bullshit. And this is one thing that certifications can't prove, is people's maturity level, etc. And one red flag with this guy was on the first night of the course, he wanted to go back to his hotel with his holsters on and his tactical gear on, etc. And we was like, you know what, grow the fuck up and get it off. That's it. This gentleman was asked to step off, or was told to step off the course for one day because he was just too much of a pain in the ass, knows everything, etc., etc., and had 2 negligent discharges of his pistol, one after the other. Even though he's got all the certifications, he couldn't decock a CZ75 Shadow single action gun, single double action gun. Couldn't decock it, had a negligent discharge, and 2 minutes later had another negligent discharge with the same gun because I made him nervous by how can I put it, criticizing him for having the first negligent discharge. Even though this gentleman has lots of certifications, is an instructor in his own mind, has done loads of courses, I think still on the actual last drill of the course, he didn't unload his weapon properly, and his unloaded weapon had a round in the chamber. So these guys, because none of them was up to our standard to carry a pistol, especially for an advanced course, or even complete the drills on what we would class as, you know what, their level overhaul was what I expect from enthusiasts, not professionals in the security business that claim to be able to carry a gun for professional purposes. You know what, these guys failed our course, but again, they've been certified by other courses. They've been certified for PSD, for this, for that, for everything else. And it's like, you know what, they're not safe enough to carry guns. They're at an enthusiast level where they can handle firearms under supervision. Without the supervision, they're dangerous. And the big issue here with the certifications that people are issuing, if they put their certifications in front of a lot of clients, the client's going to see all these tactical firearms courses, all these beautiful certificates, and think these guys actually know what they're doing. Where the chances are, if they got involved in an incident, I mean, my main fear with these guys would they'd end up shooting themselves or shooting the client. How many times they got nervous doing drills, etc., and nervous with the guns, and once we started throwing in team drills, etc., it was a complete clusterfuck because everybody's nervous. It's like, you know what, you can't be nervous around firearms. There was no confidence. There was no confidence in their ability, and they never had the ability. I take it they've been told how wonderful they are, but in reality, that's another thing. So I think a lot of schools need to start questioning the certificates they're giving out to people, and if the people they're giving the certificates to are actually capable of doing what the certificate says, or at least wording it in a way so that clients know these people are enthusiasts and they're not up to a professional level. I know a lot of schools thrive on selling certificates, and people go to those schools because they get Gucci certificates. But you know what, I always said, as far as firearms are concerned, I don't care what certificate somebody's got, what military they've been in, what special shit they've done, unless they've been on a range with me, unless I've seen them handle firearms, you know what, they cannot handle firearms. When I was in US, all my armed guards had been to the range with me and been through my courses. You know what I mean? These days when I deal with people with firearms, it's I need to see them actually handle a firearm comfortably before I even consider that they know how to use a firearm. There's a lot of people that think they know how to use firearms, but there's one thing on being in a booth on a range, maybe drawing from a holster and plinking. It's another thing carrying a firearm for defensive purposes. You know what, how many people get scared carrying concealed, carrying a gun inside the pants, etc. They get nervous doing that. You know what, if you get fucking nervous doing that, you should not be carrying a firearm, period. Because if you're nervous around guns, you're a problem waiting to happen. So again, back to certifications. It's, you know what, just because somebody has a load of certifications and has done this and done that, and one person comes to mind that had a lot of certifications, that had been deployed in Afghanistan, etc., etc. But I know for a fact when he come to us, he couldn't shoot. And when asked, even though he's in Afghanistan working there, I'm not going to say where, working there for 6 years, when I asked him when was the last time he shot, he couldn't remember because he didn't have to qualify with his firearm in Afghanistan. He just had to do what the British military call tow it, so load, unload, etc. He'd never shot a single round in 6 years, and when he come to us, he couldn't fucking shoot. And people were relying on him to provide them with protection, even though he couldn't shoot. So be very, very wary of certifications. And if you're a school, be honest about the certifications you're giving out to people. And you know what, if they're not up to speed, if somebody's just come to you and they're not up to speed, then be honest and say these people are not up to speed. Because just dishing out certifications, you're going to end up getting these people hurt and other people hurt. So just my opinion on certifications within the firearms training and close protection business, which to me, especially a lot of the accredited certifications coming out of United Kingdom and the likes these days, are complete and utter bullshit. So be very, very cautious on who you're training with. And if your client, if you want certifications checked out, send them over to us. If you want your students checked out, send them over. Your people working for you checked out, send them over to us, and we'll tell you if they're competent or not. And if you have the time and money, we will make them competent as long as they're willing to learn and their heads aren't full of YouTube influencer bullshit. Anyway, in the meantime, be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble. Follow me along on social media. We have an array of videos up. I have an array of books up on Amazon, talk about various aspects of the close protection business, and we got a load of articles up, etc. So we're not doing the training courses too often these days because there's too much garbage in the market, to be honest with you. But in the meantime, follow us along on social media, and you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. In the meantime, be good, stay safe, and stay out of trouble.